Welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today I'm going to be discussing and testing the original prophecy of Wiki Cat. Now, many of you know a man named Joel, who claims to be a prophet, back in January of 2023, came out with a prophecy concerning Wiki Cat that you needed to buy it between now, which was in January of 2023, and April. And we're going to test that prophecy along with a few others that the same person made. Now, before I get started, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing information, giving you my thoughts and my opinions on that information. Now, folks, when it comes to prophecy and the wealth transfer, my whole mindset has changed. It's changed from where it was 10 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and even 6 months ago. And one of the things that I told myself that I was going to only listen to the most accurate people concerning the wealth transfer. And I'm doing the same for just financial advisors or other YouTubers who are making videos. I want to be able to try to focus and really narrow down and make sure I'm on the right path when it comes to this wealth transfer. So one of the scriptures that I use to test the prophecy comes from Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 21 and 22. And in that verse, it says, this is dealing with prophets and prophecy, and if you say in your heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord has not spoken? Verse 22, when a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the thing does not happen or come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord has not spoken. The prophet has spoken it presumptuously, you shall not be afraid of him. So that's just one out of many scriptures that I can use when I'm testing these prophecies, but this is the main one. So if they give a prophecy and it doesn't happen or it doesn't come to pass, that means that they were not hearing from God. Back in the Old Testament, though, if you falsely prophesied, you were put to death, and so you didn't have any extra chances. So that is the scripture we are using for the Wiki Cat prophecy. So back in January, a man named Joel, who claims to be a prophet, said that you needed to buy Wiki Cat from now, which was January 2023, until April. Since then, Joel has deleted all of his Wiki Cat videos. He's deleted other videos concerning other cryptocurrencies. He's deleted a lot of his Twitter posts concerning Wiki Cat, as well as Facebook and on his YouTube community. I did capture a lot of those posts and downloaded some of the videos, but let's go ahead and listen to the original prophecy.
Because they didn't take those words serious at that time. And this year, you now came. I said, okay, there's a cryptocurrency called Wiki Cat. Buy it. Between now and April. Buy it. It's going to be greater than the Shiba that I showed you.
All right, so he said that you needed to buy Wiki Cat from the time of this video until April. So let's test that prophecy and take a look at the charts. So looking at Wiki Cat, now one of the things that I want to judge this is looking at the all-time low. The all-time low was December the 16th of 2022. That was about 3 weeks before the prophecy. Now the prophecy was pre-planned. All right, so we need to get that out of the way. I shared with you in other videos on May 12th, 2022, in the SMC Telegram, which they have deleted this too as well in the Telegram group, right? And so the developer, SMC, said, I've met with Apostle Joel. He said he's going to bring in all his members to buy our coin. Please, let's keep the group clean. So this was deleted. I couldn't find it. So testing the prophecy, he said, buy it between now and April. So that was in January. It took off. And when it did, it was 70,000% above its all-time low. We go to the end of April. He said, buy it by April. So March 30th, this is where Wiki Cat was at. It was about halfway to the point to where it had reached its all-time high. Now, keep in mind that when this prophecy came out, there was a lot of pumping of this coin. Everybody was talking about it. Did the prophecy, can we test this prophecy? Did you need to take position by April? And looking at the chart, no. You could have actually waited And so at one point, it was actually 4,000% above its all-time low. It just recently just jumped over the last couple days by 5,000%. So I need to go and check, because I told you guys I did buy some when it was really low, because I felt like the developer of Wiki Cat was duped. You didn't need to purchase it by April. So let's take a look at some other posts that he made on his Facebook. And he said, buy Wiki Cat crypto. Invest massively in it if you can. I've been singing about it for days. To whoever cares to hear, you will soon know why in the coming months. Well, once again, in the coming months came and gone. On January 12th, he told you, even though that you had until April, he said last chance buy Wiki Cat. Position yourself, pray about it, and you will know that I am saying is accurate. You will remember this post. Yeah, I do remember it. I know that you said buy it before April. So during that time period, remember, for months he pumped it. April came and gone, and May came and gone, June came and gone, and here we are in October. So let's take a look and test some of the other prophecies. And he says here, quick update on things that borders around crypto investments. Digimon Rabbit will move by 3 zeros, and it will drop by 1 zero and move towards mid-year. Now that didn't make sense, because you're saying it will move by 3 zeros, so it's going to drop zeros, and then it will drop by 1 zero and then move towards mid-year. Okay, well, did any of this happen with Rabbit before mid-year, regardless if it was 1 zero or 3 zeros? So looking at Digimon Rabbit during mid-year, right, which is June, between June and July, did it drop any zeros? No, it didn't. So this prophecy, when we tested against what he said, it was a dud. It didn't come to pass, and it wasn't from the Lord. Web 5 will move by 1 zero and then settle at ... 033. All right, so let's take a look at Web 5 Inu. So when it comes to Web 5, it's the exact same thing. It skyrocketed when he came out with the original prophecy, and then it crashed. Now, one of the things about Web 5 Inu is that there's no more liquidity left. There's 96,000 investors and only $100 in liquidity. The market cap is 123,000. So they haven't made any posts since March. So this project is dead. And I'm going to see what the Rabbit Twitter is doing. And that coin is dead as well as far as their Twitter. So did any of those events take place according to what he said? No, it did not. This crypto is dead. Their Twitter is dead, just like Rabbit's Twitter is dead. There's only $103 in liquidity. Now, compared to Rabbit, thankfully, Rabbit still has 156,000 in liquidity. So I'm on Token Sniffer right now, and I want to point out something interesting about the liquidity, and I want people to know and understand that if you did invest in this token, the liquidity is going to be unlocked here pretty shortly. So let's go down and look at liquidity. It says here at least 95% of the liquidity burned, locked for at least 15 days, 99.96. So 99.96 in pink lock until January of 2024. That's in 55 days and 4 hours. So the current amount that is locked is $196,000. So everybody needs to be aware of that. That's when things could change drastically for Digimon Rabbit. And you guys already know that they're not even on their Twitter. And so people need to be careful that they just don't pop up in the last month before this liquidity is unlocked. So looking at the prophecies and testing the prophecies, they didn't come to pass. I'm not sure if I would keep any of my money in any of these cryptos except for Wiki Cat. And that doesn't have anything to do with the original prophecy or where it came from. It just has to do with it's probably going to do well anyway, just for the simple fact it has a strong community. And they may have been duped by this prophecy, but I think overall it's going to do well. I don't think it's going to do well as Shiba Inu, because if he was wrong about all these things, then he was wrong about the prophecies concerning Wiki Cat. And it's not like Wiki Cat is dead. So the developer is still working on the project. Wiki Cat will cancel 4 zeros. It will happen as I have written it. Right? I still have about 7 more tokens I was shown that will help many believers between now and April. Keep following, buy as you are led. So we haven't seen Wiki Cat delete 4 zeros before April. We didn't even see it come after April. I do believe that God is going to vindicate his people, but this is a learning lesson. And the first lesson is just because somebody prophesies something and it happens to skyrocket does not make them a prophet from God, because there are plenty of non-prophets in the crypto community. The moment they mention a coin that nobody's ever heard of before and it skyrockets doesn't make them a prophet from God. And the other interesting thing is that, in April, what happened in April? What coin from the same person was launched? That was the Kingdom coin. So he came out with his own coin, right, in April. So despite those prophecies falling to the ground and failing, right, he came out with his own coin. All right, so that also would cause me to have a whole lot of concern about anything that he says or even being involved in. Then I have to look at the Binance prophecy, right? And because if he was wrong about this, then he's obviously wrong about Binance too as well. He's just guessing at this point, right? Because people have been talking about Binance falling since its inception. So it's nothing new. When you go back to 2017, 18, 19, 20, people were trying to say that Binance was going to fall then. And they're even talking about dropping the charges now against Binance. So that remains to be seen. So anyways, we tested the prophecy. The prophecy wasn't from the Lord. And so now you should be able to move on without considering any of the things that he is saying from now on, because his prophecies failed. He had his chance to shine. I hope you guys have learned something. I hope that next time somebody who burst out on the scene, that you guys are a lot more cautious. And, this caused a lot of heat for me. And I had a lot of people, even in my own groups, even some of my own supporters, really come against me on this. And I wasn't even calling him a false prophet or anything like that. I was just saying I brought forth a lot of the information that I was digging up. And, the more information that I dug up, it seemed like the more people got angry with me. And I think because they had invested money, and here I was, talking about, hey, you can wait to get into Wiki Cat, right? People were upset because I didn't pump it along with them. And there was only a handful of us in the wealth transfer that were really saying, don't invest right now, where they weren't felt led to invest. So anyways, I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.